Hey guys, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated every time I make a new video. Thanks, let's begin. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I just got out of seeing Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. Yes, I got two posters because Mumster went to see it with me. And, hell yeah. Happy to have these posters. I have posters from Scream 6 too, from the premiere release date, so that was cool to have, but these are even cooler, because the movie, spoilers, is a lot of fun. So yeah, after seeing the universally loved Godzilla -1, and falling into that category of I love it too, I was a bit skeptical going into Godzilla and Kong, the New Empire. I saw the first trailer, wasn't really sold on it. Saw the second trailer, a little better. Still not really sold on it. And then I went to go see it in the theaters today, March 28th, 2024. So how do I think this fares compared to the other monsterverse movies? You know, Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, Godzilla King of the Monsters, and the first Godzilla vs. Kong. Now, if I were to rank them off the top of my head without really doing any further digging into my mind, I'd have to go, there's 5 of them, so the 5th one would have to be Godzilla King of the Monsters. Then it would be Godzilla vs. Kong, Godzilla 2014, Kong Skull Island, and in terms of entertainment, Godzilla and Kong the New Empire. This thing is action from start to finish. It's non-stop fights, tons of kaiju, and it's just a lot of freaking fun, man. Now, there are some surprises in here. I will not spoil any of them, but I smiled when they were revealed. Of course, the Titan everyone's talking about is Shimo, and Scar. Scar is a monkey Titan, while Shimo is like a dragon, but white. Kind of looks like a dog, to be honest. Has the features of a happy dog, unless it's being, attacked. Or forced to attack. And I didn't find the human story to be that much of a drag. Now, Kong Skull Island probably had the best characters, while Godzilla 2014 had the best character, Bryan Cranston's character of Joe Brody. And Godzilla King of the Monsters, characters are iffy. Really kind of leaning towards the bad side. Godzilla vs. Kong, I like the characters more, but they're not as good as the ones in Kong Skull Island because they felt like a unit. This, I didn't mind the characters because they were returning characters. They had a little bit more to grow upon, but there are some things that I wish were developed more. Brian Tyree Henry, his character, he's a vlogger, he's a podcaster, and they kind of have this moment where he's going to be like, oh, well, maybe I shouldn't record all this. And the character, I forgot his name, he's like, maybe this wouldn't be a good idea. You see native tribes, they don't benefit from the outside world. And it's a touching moment, and it goes nowhere. Stuff like that. No real resolutions except for the real main character, Rebecca Hall's character, and her tribal daughter. And even the resolution's like, well, it's more of a joke than a real heartwarming scene. I do think the monster action is the highlight of the film. And I also don't believe the budget was $135 million. Why do I say that? Well, it was listed as like a huge budget film, and then it was like, no, it's getting released, and we don't want to look too bad in front of Godzilla -1, so we'll bring it down a bit and say it only cost $135 million. The effects were damn good. If it was $135 million, money well spent. Not really. I mean, when you look at Godzilla -1, less than $15 million. But we're not here to talk about the budget, really. What we want to focus on is the aesthetic and the action. I think this is a bright, neon, synth, freaking rockin' action kaiju movie. It has an 80s throwback soundtrack in terms of not only just music, but soundtrack music, instrumental work. It feels like it's something that belongs in the 80s. Just if it had $1 bajillion to work with back then, it had effects that were not limited to 80s effects. Like, it would just be like Jurassic Park before Jurassic Park. And that'd be a pretty bad starting point. Godzilla vs. Kong, the New Empire, presenting brand new state-of-the-art special effects. Please don't take it seriously. This is not, yeah. Terminator 2 and Jurassic Park really were a good starting point for that kind of stuff. And as you can see on the poster, Kong has like the wristband, a mechanical device where it makes his punches stronger. That was cool. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I actually really did. I mean, Godzilla's pink scales. It's explained. And the director, Adam Menard, was like, yeah, we're going to explain why he has pink scales. It's going to be relevant to the story. Was it really? Not really, because... So, Godzilla goes to a nuclear power plant to re-energize and give himself more energy than ever before, and then he wastes it on the military, who are trying to stop him from taking their reactor juices, whatever. And so that's wasted. So he goes to attack this other kaiju to get its power source. And it's like, well, you could have cut out the middle there and trimmed a lot of fat, and he wouldn't have to have pink scales. I think it was an aesthetic choice. And I don't understand how it really impacts the story that much, because it kind of doesn't. He just has pink scales, because he attacked a kaiju with pink scales, or pink energy source, so that's why he has pink. I mean, I do understand the aesthetic part of it, because the movie is very bright. There are some scenes I was like, ooh, that's the complete opposite of 2014's Godzilla, where it's too damn dark. It's like a kiddie show, except for with more blood and carnage, because there's no, like, human blood, but there is kaiju blood, both red and green. But it's still enough to not really make it inappropriate for younger kids. I keep touching the screen. I will say this has to be experienced. If you have a family, you should take them to see it. They will have a ball. And it's not preachy. There's no like, oh, well, this native tribe shouldn't be exposed like this. We shouldn't go to them because it'll mess up their culture. No, it's not like that. In fact, it's anything but that, because they need our help. And there are scenes where they have it in the trailer where there are other Ewok tribe members. I think it's Ewok, right? It's a cool scene, I have to admit. But the stuff with Khan and the rest of the ape or monkey kaiju, that stuff's awesome. Scar is a badass. I mean, kinda. There's a fight between him and Khan from the get-go. And it lasts a good amount of time. You can see everything pretty clearly. But, how do I put this without spoiling it? Khan doesn't really show any weakness against him. I mean, sure, Scar has the skeletal whip. It's mostly used to do something for one of the monsters, or against one of the monsters. It is a deadly weapon, but Khan gets out of its grasp pretty easily. It kind of makes him less threatening. He isn't posing. I mean, he's a total ass. He likes to laugh at Khan whenever there's an inconvenience. There is one part where Kong has to get a tooth pulled because it's like a rotted tooth, and they implement a metal tooth. And then later in the movie, you actually see this in the trailer where Kong knocks out Scar's tooth, and then Kong goes, like, to show him the tooth because Scar made fun of it before. That was clever. That's another thing about this movie. The animal language, it's really well done. There are no subtitles besides for when they're speaking sign language. You have to try to understand what the creatures are saying, the kaiju. And it's done by expression and sound. There is one part where the little mini Khan kind of sounds like a human saying, "Oh no!" But other than that, it's not English. It's not a language besides their own. It's monkey language. It's language for the apes. But I think it's really well done, because you're able to decipher everything they're saying. It's cool. Minor nitpicks aside, and some gripes with the needed scenes in the movie that are not really that needed, and ideas that are implemented that don't really have to be, other than for an aesthetic choice. I had a blast with this movie. I think it's my favorite monsterverse movie that is entertaining. If it was, in terms of all of them, no matter the tone, it would probably have to go to Godzilla 2014 or Kong Skull Island, because those two had the most impressionable scenes on me because they were the most intense. They lost that intensity along the way. And Godzilla vs. Kong and Godzilla and Kong the New Empire are just ridiculous fun Showa-style entertainment. I loved it. I know a lot of people are like mixed on it. I don't get that. I mean, if you love Godzilla from the Showa era, hell, even the Millennium era, then you'll definitely love this movie. The Heisei era, or Heisei, is a little bit more serious at parts. This stuff is purely Showa. That time ranges from 1954 to 1975. Those are those kind of films. Goofy, campy fun from, I believe, 1962 to 1975. Godzilla Raids Again is goofy, but not intentionally, I don't think. And from 1962, it was King Kong versus Godzilla, so they really respected the original stuff. I won't give this one a rating just yet. I want to let it sink in a little bit. It might change in the ranking over time, but this is a theatrical experience. Definitely worth your time.
Oh my God!
That's going to do it for this video, guys. You've been watching Sharkcast Entertainment, and I have been your host, Brian Gatto. Like my Facebook fan page and support me on Patreon. The links are in the description below. Like, comment on, as well as share this video. Also, hit that notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. And as always, subscribe.